Welcome to the 5G podcast.
We're glad you're here.
We hope you enjoy our conversation about God, guns, games, goals, and gastronomy.
Now sit back, relax, and enjoy this week's episode.
Just turn the camera off. We're just bull crapping in.
Yeah, for real.
All right. I have 3 hours on the clock.
I can talk for a long time, Trevor. Only I can talk for 3 hours.
Hey.
Especially 3 hours from now, I will be hungry and ready for a bedtime.
It's what the viewers want, Steven.
Watch me eat or me be hungry?
No, the 3 hour long content.
41 viewers.
It's all right. We had one guy say we were too boring, so we just got to lull him to sleep with a 10-hour live stream.
I didn't see that, which is very funny because he took the time to watch and then comment.
Yeah.
That we were so boring.
Hey, it was very nice.
If you, like...
No,
Yeah. We're not trying to be, like, be content creators of, like, existence.
We're two dudes in my living room. Like, I don't, like...
And that's what this is supposed to be.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be like you're in the third seat, watching us.
No, whoa. Just chatting, just chilling.
Last week,
I'm worried about your segue here.
Last episode. So before I left home, I told Brian, "Hey, I'm going over to record the podcast." She goes, "Okay, don't say anything stupid like last week." Okay, fine.
Yeah, all right.
I'll try not to. You know how difficult it is for me. Apparently, when she edited it last week, she just cut out like 2 minutes of me just ranting. And just
that's funny.
In the little like slider bar at the bottom, you can segment it.
Yeah,
it says like Stephen ranting, cut. Stephen ranting more.
Had to trim down the rant a little bit.
It was very funny.
Wow.
Yeah, I think it was us talking about like. I think it was the us talking about old people or whatever.
Oh,
or people in like society being stupid.
That was a soapbox episode. So
that was a soapbox.
That's all right. Today
hopefully I don't say anything dumb again so that she gets to cut.
We have pure rants today, all video games stuff and not video game stuff, but most of our rants are video game stuff. I'm throwing a surprise topic at you because I forgot about it until today. Have you heard about Palworld?
I have heard about Palworld.
I know you've heard of Palworld, but they're back in the video game news sphere because of their lawsuit with Nintendo that's ongoing. A couple months ago, they patched it. I haven't played the game since then. You don't throw your...
It just launches out, right?
No, yeah, you just like press a button. You just like, their Pokemon spawns. Your pal spawns next to you because Pokeballs wasn't... They couldn't get that approved and the lawsuit was ongoing or whatever. Their latest one, and they put out like a big press release like, sorry guys, you can't glide with your pals anymore.
No way.
Yeah. It just uses the hang glider animation. But there were a lot of gliders, the weird glider pals, like the weird jellyfish guys where you hung onto them and had cool animations. And they gave you bonuses, like they let you glide longer or whatever. Now they're like, we'll just give you those bonuses passively, but it still is just, you're not allowed to fly with your Pokemon. That's copyrighted, apparently.
What?
Yeah. And so I think that was over the weekend. And then the hilarious thing is that, modders have already put that back into the game. So, I don't know what Nintendo was trying to do to scare the Palworld devs into changing it, so they don't.
Palworld should just tweet out we had to take this out of the game. Link to mod.
Yeah, right. But if you still want that feature,
because it's a cool feature.
Yeah, that's the best example I can think of. The jellyfish guy.
I don't think it was supposed to be a live service game, right? Because they don't have any microtransactions.
They don't. There's no microtransactions. No big expansions that I've heard of planned.
I wonder how many people are actually playing it actively.
Yeah, there's at least enough to have a modding community. So,
a lot of games have modding communities that have 2,000 people playing, and it's just modders.
Very devout modders. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yes, those.
Well, Nintendo is dumb, but we already knew this.
What can you do? Video game controversies that just go hand in hand.
I'm surprised that they're still going on that. I mean, they have to be taking a PR loss, right?
Yeah. Or just everyone knows that Nintendo does that, but they're still gonna buy the next Pokemon game anyway.
Yeah,
so.
that's fair. I feel like that's such like a dumb. Like you can't. Is there a Pokemon game where you can glide with your Pokemon?
I think so. I think the newest one.
There has to be, right? Because
Yeah.
else they couldn't have.
Yeah, that you like hang from him, like one of the eagles or whatever.
Yeah.
You like hang from his feet.
But like, I feel like that's such like the premise behind a patent is that you got there first and no one else would have reasonably gotten there unless you're the first monkey on the typewriter, right?
Yeah.
It's like it's not like a random event where like a gazillion monkeys typing on a typewriter are going to create this thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
it's something unique enough.
It's something unique enough that like
you can claim as your own. Yeah.
Yeah. So like writing, like I don't feel like that's like something patentable.
Yeah.
It's like how long have there been people riding dragons or flying on birds or like, hang gliding,
yeah.
anything? It's like it's not like a hard thing.
Or hang gliding from.
Like, I can understand the throwing the Pokeball / house.
Yeah, sure.
Like, okay, that's not
a spherical object that contains a creature. It's bigger on the inside.
I give that one to Pokemon, right? Like, sure. But like hang gliding from a bird,
yeah,
it's like I'm pretty sure people have legitimately tried that IRL. Like,
yeah,
they're not the first ones to think of this.
Yeah.
So I'm surprised that is something that is patentable, let alone upheld in court as a patent.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
But hey, there it is.
There it is. I got no other notes for that.
Speaking of video games that we've both played, this is a horrible segue, by the way. I saw you have a new toy over here.
Yeah.
As Caleb and I saw that you were online with it the other day.
Yeah.
It says, on Steam it says, Trevor is playing XYZ game.
On
Steam Deck.
On Steam Deck, yeah, it's kind of hard to hide that.
Yeah.
On your
is that
Steam
just
profile.
a splurge, or you've been thinking about it?
It was kind of a splurge because my wife was recovering from a surgery. And so she could only like lay in bed on her side for like a week. It's like, you can just fit a Steam Deck naturally here. And so, she did that for a week after surgery. It was a total, it was a splurge and kind of a spur of the moment decision where you're like, let's get a Steam Deck today.
Yeah.
Which was pretty fun. And I haven't regretted it yet. It's been a blast.
Best Buy to get it, or did you get it on Amazon?
Drove to every video game console store in the East Valley.
Really?
Could not find it. I was driving around. My wife was phoning places trying to find one. I don't know how console people do it. Xbox, PlayStation people. You can't get consoles in person anymore. It's insane.
Really?
Yeah. At least Walmart might have an Xbox. A couple of the Walmarts I talked to, they were like, "Yeah, we have a PlayStation 5, and that's it." Like, no, yeah, we don't have any Steam Decks. We called GameStops, and they were like, "Yeah, nobody bought them, so we just we stopped stocking them. You might get lucky at a GameStop now, but we're not stocking them anymore."
So what does GameStop sell anymore?
Pop figures and T-shirts. I think merchandise.
Interesting.
Yeah, it was so hard to find a Steam Deck that I wanted today. I don't want to order it on Amazon. It's going to be here in minimum 2 days. I want it now. So we actually just got super lucky. Some guy on Facebook Marketplace, we were like, we want this today. But my wife was messaging, my husband will drive there in 10 minutes. And he was like, oh, okay, yeah, sure.
Just Venmo him?
Yeah. Venmo him, and boom, drove home with a brand new Steam Deck. It was basically brand new. So
nice.
Yeah. The only way to get a Steam Deck the same day.
The black market, the gray market,
yeah.
Market, yeah.
Facebook Marketplace, man. That's where millennials go.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I would not have suspected that.
But it's been fun. I haven't regretted it. It's like a Switch, but better. It runs like PC games super well.
So could you play Palworld on it?
Yeah.
Helldivers on it? Or
see, some developers don't translate the game to Steam Deck.
So it's not just a PC with Xbox controllers that they've put into one package.
Not quite. There are some off-brand ones that do that, I think. But it literally is your Steam profile in the Steam store.
Does it have a different UI, or does it look like this?
It's slightly different. Yeah, but it's got the same aesthetic.
Because let me tell you, the Steam UI is the worst UI
It's
of anything I've ever used.
It's so old.
It's so bad.
Yeah, I saw a clip from like a screenshot from like 2010 Steam, and I'm like, that looks basically exactly the same now. That's how I remember it in my head, but it's barely different.
Just like figuring out the whole. I mean, the capabilities of Steam are immense, but like, other than like playing a game and like selling a skin from like Counter-Strike or whatever,
Yeah.
I'm pretty lost when it comes to anything else. Like, I can go to like my friend's page and like click join game if they're in like a game and they're inviting me or whatever, right? And like I can do the whole shift tab
For the Steam overlay.
Yeah, for the Steam overlay. And I don't think about the thing. I just push it.
It's just muscle memory. Yeah.
Like alt tab, you don't think alt tab. Like,
yeah, it's I mean, when it was originally designed as a launcher for Half-Life 2, Portal, and Team Fortress 2, and Counter-Strike Source, that's it. That's all it was initially. And they've grown into this big thing.
From a gazillion dollar.
Yeah, it still kind of looks a little.
Yes.
Old.
But the function, like, honestly, once you get used to it, it's like, and honestly, if you're like, it's good enough for like a low level, where it's like shop, search, library, games.
My games, click, play.
Yeah, like super easy there, right? Yeah. But it's like once you get into like the modding or like the workshop, and the community, the markets, and all that stuff, it's like, what the heck is going on? That UI is a bit
off.
Yeah.
Generally, it's just like bigger on the Steam Deck, so it's more friendly. I like the port or the dock or whatever for the TV. I feel is really smooth. The neat thing though is that like just the cooling and the processors have gotten to the point where that is literally like a computer. So it's better than the Switch. How it looks on the handheld is exactly how it looks on your TV.
Really?
All of the computing, all of the processing is in the handheld. The dock is basically an HDMI cord, like a fancy HDMI cable. Like it's cool. And when the thing runs, like, it heats up. You can hear the fan going. You're like, this is a little mini PC in my hands. Like, but it runs. It looks good.
That's cool.
You just have to find that some games that developers don't optimize for Steam Deck, but there's a lot of community fixes in the workshop and stuff.
Yeah. I'm surprised. Have you tried Helldivers on it?
I haven't, because Helldivers is the one that says is like pretty unoptimized, actually.
And there's not a mod that like optimizes.
I haven't dug into it yet, actually.
Because you can mod on it, yeah.
Yeah. The one I've tried digging into is Oblivion Remastered that I got, because it just doesn't run super well. The open world. They're like, the tutorial's great, but once you get to the open world, it crashes. Yeah, you can't get good FPS.
You can connect a wireless controller to it and play on the TV.
Yeah, the dock's got a bunch of ports on the back, so
yeah.
I bring my controller out here and I play on the TV sometimes.
Nice.
But it's good. It's fun.
$100?
For the like best screen and the biggest storage, you can get less storage for like $500. You can get the worst screen, the LCD, for like $350. But you should get the OLED for at least the $500.
That's what I got. I got the OLED Switch for Ryan.
Yeah, they're just better.
It looks super crisp.
It's very good. Yeah.
Crisp.
If you're gonna get a Steam Deck, you might as well pay for the upgrade.
And like, be able to just log into your Steam profile and like have them have the games in both places. And you know. I've literally done that. Like, when you guys ping me to go play Helldivers, I'm sitting here on the couch. Oh, okay. I just turn that off, and then I'm on Steam on my computer. Yeah. When my wife plays, she switches to her profile on the Steam Deck, like super smooth, super seamless.
easy.
You just select it and switch profile.
Yeah. Fast.
Wow. That's very cool.
Yeah. I've been enjoying it.
Very cool.
Haven't regretted the purchase yet.
Would you say that it's probably the best console that you can buy?
Yeah, because it is just like PC Master Race.
Or would you say that you would just rather have like a PC connected to your TV? Honestly, I thought about like in a future house, just making a home server and running HDMI cords to all the TVs.
Oh yeah.
And then just being able to play a game from like my Steam profile on any
device TV. In your house.
And just like going there, selecting it, and then just being able to have like an Xbox controller to play Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Or whatever I'm playing. Right? If I want to play.
That's pretty peak. That seems like.
It seems like it wouldn't be that difficult. Like.
Yeah.
I'm handy enough. I mean, working construction. And
Kind of handyman skills.
I feel like I could just like find a closet or like a part of a bedroom or something like that, and just like a water cooled PC.
Yeah.
And just have a butt ton of HDMI ports from like graphics cards or whatever.
Yeah.
And just like run them to.
I think it would certainly work. Drill a lot of holes in the wall.
Well, they make these nice little things. They you circle saw cut a hole in the wall, and then it's like this inlay thing you can sandwich onto the drywall.
Yeah.
And it makes it not just a hole in the drywall. It's like plastic, and it's like curved so that you're not like spreading drywall all over the place. You move the TV and pull the HDMI cord.
Yeah, interesting.
So that's what I've done. Like, so to prevent cords like this, I'll circle cut on the bottom and then circle cut at the top, and then run cords from my entertainment system through the wall and up to the TV.
Yeah. Okay.
And then you can have them just bunched up in the wall. You're never going to lose them.
No,
because they're connected to something here. And if they fall out of the TV and like fall through the wall, it's like, well, just unplug it at the bottom, pull it out, and
pull it through
again.
Yeah.
No thing.
Yeah.
It's honestly really easy. But so like do that, but then just like
with really long
attic,
HDMI, yeah,
and just like 40-foot HDMIs.
Right.
If they even make 40-foot HDMIs, surely they do.
That was a hard time. I was trying to cable management here at this house. I'm like, I don't know. It was hard to get like 15-foot HDMIs.
Yeah.
Yeah. But problem there would probably, in your scenarios, is cooling, especially in Arizona, cooling the PC or the multiple graphics cards running.
Yeah, but like a big, nice water cooled one, like a cooled reservoir or something like that.
Yeah. Could be.
I just think it'd be cool. And then like, if you have kids, they can just like log into a screen and then just like run multiple instances on different screens.
Oh yeah.
Like kind of how like some like offices do it, where they have like a little computer,
Yeah,
but it's actually just running off the server,
it's
and
just
then like
yeah.
there's like a bit of RAM in that thing to like process stuff, and like a Wi-Fi receiver or something like that.
It's just a little like interface.
Yeah, I don't know. I've thought about it.
Pretty futuristic. It's cool.
Yeah, and then ultimately, just like honestly, just like being able to like have Google on the TV.
Yeah.
And like I'd probably get like a little mini, one of the not the full size keyboards, but like a 60% keyboard or whatever it is. Just be able to like pop the wireless,
have
right?
it on the coffee table or the couch.
Just like a remote, and then like a little mouse or like even a trackpad on that.
Yeah.
3D print like a case for like a keyboard and a little trackpad, and then just
mini mouse
and then you
controllers.
Just like, oh, I want to watch Netflix. Okay, I've got to log into the TV and find Netflix and log in instead of just like Chrome, Netflix.
Yeah. That'd be smooth, yeah.
You know?
Not bad.
And then you don't need the smart TV either. You just have it all connected to you.
Yeah, it's all manual, even though
Although I'm not sure there's not like a non-smart TV anymore.
Yeah, we haven't upgraded this one. We still like this one. It's not smart. No, keep it.
We don't use the smart aspect of the TV.
Yeah, exactly.
We use the Xbox for everything.
We still have a Chromecast that works well. Like any streaming I do from my phone anyway. So
if I stream from my phone, we have a Roku.
Oh yeah.
We actually don't have it connected to our TV right now, but we used to.
Mm-hmm.
And we would do the Roku streaming thing.
Yeah. The future, man.
Anyway,
that
was a way random tangent.
No, that was fun though. Steam Decks.
Sorry to bore everyone. Apparently,
you can check out. It's fine. We're just chatting.
Yeah. Or background noise.
If you don't want to listen to this one, listen to the next episode. It's fine. I don't know.
Or listen to Sleep Token.
Sleep Token.
That was a great transition.
That was good. Yeah. If you haven't heard, we're big fans of Sleep Token.
The biggest fan. Well, probably not. The biggest. Oh. I don't know. I haven't done the cosplay of Vessel yet.
Oh, that's true.
The fat Vessel.
You gotta get the black body paint and the abs. You can't paint those on. That guy goes to the gym.
Or doesn't he? One of the two.
One of the two.
But he does he's shredded.
Yeah.
Or not shredded, but
not like
fit.
Yeah. He's pretty. Because he performs shirtless. So I mean, probably have to.
Yeah, for real. I couldn't perform shirtless.
No. Yeah.
Although, have you ever heard of what's his name? Big X is a Plug.
No, I haven't.
He's a rapper.
A rapper? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. he's from Texas,
Big X the plug.
and he is big.
Yeah.
Like
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 a large individual.
like big, like
Okay.
borderline need a forklift.
Oh. Is that a medical definition obese then?
That's a construction definition of I'm not lifting that.
I need a lifting plan. OSHA approved. He's big.
That's not a good picture.
You say Mr. X, Big X, the plug.
The THA, Big X, the plug.
Big X, the
There you
plug. Okay, yep. Yeah, that's a large
individual.
And he performed shirtless as you. Yep. Okay.
I mean, he's tall too. Like, don't get me wrong. He's just like large.
That's him with a shirt. Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Sorry.
Oh, no, I mean,
But
so it can be done.
yes.
There's a crowd for it.
Yeah. I think you have to be like either. It's not like you can't be in the middle of it
You
though.
can't just like be
You
dad
can't just
bod.
be like dad
the
bod or
stage.
like bigger than dad bod. You have to be like
average,
large,
Yeah.
like oof,
Mhm.
or like wow. You know,
Yeah.
like
bodybuilder.
yeah. Like do you remember? It was a Super Bowl Maroon 5 singer. Adam Levine.
Adam Levine. Yeah.
Didn't he do one shirtless and everyone was like, "Oh my gosh!" Because he was like 40 years old and had like a six pack.
Could be. Yeah. Red Hot Chili Peppers. I know had a similar thing because they always perform shirtless. The main singer there.
Yeah.
But he did Super Bowl when he was like 50 something, and he did not look as good.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
The bot.
What?
Anyway,
Sleep Token. New album dropped.
even in Arcadia.
Even in Arcadia.
So I found Sleep Token at the beginning of Take Me Back to Eden.
Uh-huh.
When they dropped that I listened to the singles before the album. So yeah,
Okay,
it was
yeah.
before the album came out that I started listening to them. Then the album came out and I love it. And now I listen to all of them and all their pretty cool pre sundowning.
Yeah, yeah. There's the main trilogy and then the pre-stuff.
Sundowning, This Place Will Become Your Tomb, and
Take Me Back to
Take
Eden.
Me Back to Eden. And now Even in Arcadia is this fourth album. The internet, or at least Reddit, is maybe not 50-50 split, but 60-40, 75-25,
There's
70-30.
division.
Yeah. In terms of liking it and disliking it.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts, Trevor?
Well, and on that, I think it hit, or it was on track to be Spotify like top one, or at least in like new music or UK. On one of the, you could get statistics to say whatever you want.
Yeah.
So on some statistic, they were number one.
Yeah.
But my general overall thoughts on the album, it's great. It's fantastic. I'm not big into music really, like as a hobby. But even still, I don't remember the last time I was excited for a whole album and waited for a whole album to drop and listened to the whole album.
This is my second time.
Yeah. The
First time was Take Me Back to Eden.
Yeah, right? Like even other bands that I like, I remember a few years ago the latest like Foo Fighters album, like I don't know, probably a week or two after it came out, I was like, oh, the Foo Fighters album came out. I'll listen to it. Yeah, it was all right. I liked a couple of the songs.
I listened to these songs 15 minutes after they came out.
Yeah.
On my phone.
And I like
Not
all
a
of
peak listening experience, by the way.
no, probably not. And I liked all the songs. I was like, this hasn't happened like to me listening to a new album.
What is the one? There's one that I'm just like not into.
Okay. Well, I figure everything will grow on
You know what's funny? I open my music app, still open.
It's still there, yeah.
Okay, what was your thought on the? We're just gonna go through these.
Just threw them all. Okay. I was.
So, Look to Windward, the first one.
That one is the cat meme where he's got his eyes wide open.
Yeah.
You're like,
Yeah, I was listening to it. It was funny. I was listening to it and I was like, the piano melody, or you're like, oh, this is kind of like fun and like whimsical.
it's kind of
And
like.
you're like, oh, this is like kind of really repetitive. Like he's saying this one line over and over and over again.
Mhm.
Okay, whatever. And then You're like, ah!
and then the breakdown.
Yeah, and it's like long.
Mm-hmm.
It's great.
Yep.
Emergence is one of the ones that they released. It's a great song.
Jazzy saxophone.
Past Self.
Past Self is fun. I know some of the fans don't like it. Past Self is a fun song.
See, this is the one I'm like, I don't. This is not.
Okay.
I mean, it's fine. Like, let me say, it's better than 98% of all of their music on the planet.
Yeah.
So like, I like it still, right?
It is the lightest song on the album
compared to other songs of theirs. It's not my favorite.
But it's here's my 2 points. I think it's fun. It's kind of hip hoppy with still some rap, and the whole piano or xylophone or whatever going on in the background is 99% positive, inspired from the fairy fountain in every Zelda game. I guarantee you, like, Sleep Token, they're gamers, like, because it sounds like Zelda Ocarina of Time when I was a kid, and you're in the fairy fountain. It's just kind of like ethereal, like, kind of mystical, but like happy. Yeah, nice. So that one, that's why that one for me, that's a fun one. I can listen to that one.
Yeah, I've never played any of Zelda games, so like for me, I would not have ever even gotten that.
Yeah.
Right? It's also their only explicit song on the album.
Yeah, even though it's the lightest song, like
I haven't looked at the lyrics of that one yet, though. So
he says all of this past shit.
Oh,
or something. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. I haven't got any F-bombs since Sundowning.
Since Gods.
Yeah.
No.
Huh?
It's Gods or 4?
It's Gods, yeah. Pretty sure.
Dangerous?
Dangerous is probably the one I think I like the least.
Oh, really?
It's still
interesting because I like that one.
It's like it's a little trappy for me, like the cymbals and the.
I really like the Asian like at the breakdown and then after the introduction you have like the little breakdown and it's like a little like ding 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 ding. It's a little Asian.
Yeah, it's growing on me, but on my first listen to it, I was like, not my favorite. Yeah, it's all right.
Caramel.
If we're British.
Well, they say caramel.
They say caramel.
Great song.
Great, yeah, no notes.
Even in Arcadia?
This one's my favorite one.
Really? You like this one the most?
This one, 100%. If I hop on my like soapbox talking about the song, the lore, right? Because I like Sleep Token and they're musically talented, they're genre defining in that they aren't a genre. But the lore.
It's heavy metal.
This is heavy metal? I guess they're heavy metal then. But they have a pop song. No, like in a brief Trevor, not rant, I guess, but again, the soapbox. The lore of Sleep Token is one that just blows my mind. It's so cool. It's one of the main reasons I like them. They've got this whole like Dark Souls universe built up around this like eldritch deity named Sleep. That's why they're Sleep Token. He's Vessel because he's like the avatar of sleep. The lore.
Prophet of sleep.
Yeah. So in the lore, this is like generally agreed upon. Some of it breaks into fan theories of like what's up, but the general consensus is he's like made this deal with sleep, and he gets powers or whatever. And that trilogy concluded with Take Me Back to Eden. That was kind of like his deal with the devil.
Yeah.
His service was done, and so that was the point of Take Me Back to Eden, was like he's done, he served his penance, he's going back to Eden, like a state of innocence. And then now, even in Arcadia, as this album, Arcadia in Greek mythology is kind of like a utopia. It was like a peaceful place for mortals to go chill. And so in this song, is super cool. Right, you think, he's in Arcadia, he's peaceful, he's broken off from sleep or whatever.
He's in Eden, so to speak.
He's in Eden, he's just chilling, it's utopia, and the song is kind of like eerie the whole time. And then you have this line, he's got such emotion in the song. We have the line where, even in Arcadia, you walk beside me still. That gave me full body chills the first time I heard it. I was also like, noise canceling headphones in the dark by myself, total sensory deprivation.
Yeah.
And he shouts that line, like, you walk beside me still. It's like, he hasn't gotten away from sleep.
Well, and I loved it where it was like, before when this album was coming out, like the promotional stuff that they were putting the two houses, and they were like fighting. One had the symbol of like the quill feather, the quilling feather, right? And the other one was like a sword, right?
A sword, yeah.
And I thought it was really cool in that song, and I'm going to forget how the line goes, but it was something along the lines of the house of the feather fighting against the House of the Sword or
Something,
something
yeah.
like that. And I was like, oh,
Live by the feather, die by the sword.
yeah, that's what it is,
Yeah.
exactly that. And it was like, oh, that's cool
Yeah.
because it's like the two quote unquote houses that House Veridon and House
The feathered host, I think.
Feathered Host and then House Veridon, right?
Yeah, Viridian.
Viridian? Maybe it is.
Yeah, they were the green motifs in all of their art.
Yeah. Very cool.
All of the lore of that,
It's
of
so
just like
cool.
Sleep is this like crazy eldritch being that gives powers, but is also evil, and so he wants to break off.
Well, and that's part of the original trilogy. Sundown. If you think like all of the titular song, the album titles, are all like Sundowning is like the sun going down, and it's like him starting to fall towards sleep, and then this place will become your tomb is like him in sleep.
Yeah, that's it.
Like
you're dead.
And then the eldritch god of sleep is like, aha, I have you now.
I got you. Yeah.
And then Take Me Back to Eden is, like you said, him completing his tasks or whatever he had to do, or like becoming this, prophet, so to speak, of sleep. And then now he's in this quote unquote utopia. But like you said, there's this line where it's like, sleep is still here with me because so good. It's so good.
It blows my mind. I love the lore of that. It just is like so. It's like a video game. Like I said, Dark Souls is so creepy and cool.
It's better than a video game, though.
Yeah.
It's more like a fantasy world.
Yeah, absolutely.
Where and I guess there are some video games that do this, right? But like it's more like Harry Potter almost.
Okay.
Where in terms of like the vastness of the world that they're creating, right? Because like if you think about like originally, like J.K. Rowling's were like Harry Potter, and it was like a book. That was it. That was the book. And then she had to flush out the rest of it, right?
Yeah, you create the rest of the IP.
And now there's all these offshoots and stuff like that. And with this, I'm so excited to see if they can. I'll bet you this halfway that they only do one more album and then they're off the face of the earth.
They just disappear.
I bet there's like a conclusion, fifth album
to the story.
A conclusion to the story of like him dying, Vessel dying or something like that, and then just done.
Yeah.
I hope not. I hope they come out with a new album every 3 years and just
keep killing it. Yeah.
Or every 2 years, I guess, right?
It's been 2 years so far. Yeah.
Every 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
I hope they do that and just forever. Yeah. Because I love them. But man, because the lore is like so cool that like if they were able to go on and like explain this and then have the lore and he just like dies and it's like
well, and the coolest part about all of that, to wrap it up in a bow with the lore and the lyrics and the poetry that he writes, that's just one interpretation of it.
Yeah.
Like there's most of his songs have another pretty obvious interpretation about like toxic relationships and recovery and all of these like kind of self-help themes, which are really cool that like you can get that. Some of the people are like, oh man, Sleep was like a mean ex-girlfriend to him or whatever.
Well, speaking of this, Provider
was
is a perfect example of this.
Was like a romantic song in the album.
It's a good one. Yeah. It's not my favorite, but I like it.
I enjoy it. It kind of was romantic. It reminded me of like a rock ballad, like Journey-esque.
Yeah, very Journey-esque.
It's cool.
You're right. Or Styx, maybe
Styx,
a little bit. Yeah. Damocles?
Damocles is probably like bounces between even an Arcadia and Damocles.
Oh, really?
Because I like, again, lyrically,
it's amazing.
Yeah, I like Damocles, not the music, but a lot of the lyrics just.
I think it's lyric or musically the simplest, but lyrically the most impressive.
Yeah,
right.
Just very fascinating. A lot of people like some of the other songs, like Gastronomy, we'll probably get to because of the lyrics. Like, oh wow, that really resonates with me or whatever. I don't really resonate with the lyrics to that one, but I do to Damn.
Yeah, Gastronomy is the next one.
Yeah.
Probably my second least favorite.
Yeah.
Or second least favorite.
Second least favorite.
Past Self and Gastronomy so far are like my
on
two.
The bottom for you. Again, I thought that was, it's all right. I like what they do. It's cool.
Yeah.
It falsetto Vessel.
Yeah.
When like, in the next song he's like heavy metal Vessel.
Yeah.
The guy's got range. He's got skill.
Infinite Baths is probably my favorite.
I knew you were going to say that. Yeah.
It's so good.
It is the heaviest Sleep Token's ever done. It's
so good.
The bass line from the last.
Can't be the heaviest.
I think so, yeah.
I mean, 4 is pretty heavy.
Dude, that baseline for the last minute and a half of Infinite Baths is like pounding.
I mean, like Gods and Vor, and even like the summoning.
All right, we'll get some sound waves.
We'll have to do an A/B comparison
What's
here.
the heaviest?
Yeah, but yes, it's one of if not the heaviest. It's so good.
That was pretty rad.
What's cool though is that it's if you put this album on repeat, Infinite Baths and Look to Windward are the exact same melody and key and tone and everything.
I heard people say
and so
that.
you can just loop it.
Yeah.
And the entire thing just loops over and over.
I'm trying to do that. Yeah. Right.
So it's like I want to play them back to back and just see if I can even like tell where the break is, other than like.
Yeah, there's like 1 or 2 lines that he can get repeated. He does that a bunch. Tons of callbacks to previous songs.
So much.
But it's all hidden very clever.
Well, now that we've fanboy
yes.
Sleep Token for the last 30 minutes or whatever,
Probably,
20 minutes,
give or take. It's time for me to fanboy over Final Fantasy. Probably.
I don't care. Yeah, we can for sure.
That's another big topic.
For sure.
To wrap it in another nice bow, Sleep Token, even in Arcadia, 10 out of 10, no notes.
0 notes.
In addition, other than the 20 minutes of notes we just gave.
It wasn't notes. It was just fangirl.
It was just,
We just fangirled for 20 minutes.
This is the best music I've ever heard.
Ryan is going to be pissed. She's going to be like, shut up, just move on.
Hopefully we kept it interesting. Listen to it. Good stuff. We have Final Fantasy spoilers.
Yes.
Bunch of new cards revealed. Not everything yet. I think they did like a lot of the standard set over the weekend. It's good we're doing a Monday episode because they did one of the commander decks today. They're doing the rest of the commander decks this week, and then the rest of the standard cards eventually because the set comes out in a couple of weeks. Anyway, Final Fantasy. Generally, from everything I've seen so far, this is like my overall synopsis first. A lot of the card designs seem kind of boring, like because it's a standard legal set. It's the first standard legal Universes Beyond set. We had
because the Spider-Man ones are not Universes Beyond. They were
they were a secret layer.
Yeah.
Lord of the Rings was a modern set, so it was like higher powered. And then before that, we just had secret layers of commander decks.
Yeah.
So like when I compared this to spoiler season for the Fallout or the Warhammer decks, every card that got revealed, I was like, man, that's a cool card. Like, oh, and the art is cool.
Yeah.
Some of these I'm like, yeah, the art's cool. That's really like true to the games. That card kind of sucks though.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a weird feeling to do a standard legal set because they got to print 300 something cards.
Yeah.
Plus, in the commander decks, there's 20 unique cards in at least 20 unique cards in every commander deck, and a bunch of reprints, tons of art, and 400 something mechanically unique designs. Some of it is just like, it's okay, I guess. He does +1/+1 counters. Oof.
Yeah. It'll be interesting.
Like, it's just draft chaff with cool art from a video game that I like, but
yeah. We'll see how it does. I'm sure it's gonna sell.
I'm sure it's gonna sell, but
I'm sure it'll be a huge sale.
This is the first.
But I don't think we're ever gonna see we're not gonna see them be like the Warhammer or the Fallout decks in like people commander.
Yeah, because it's like
they're gonna be
some of the cards aren't usable.
Not
like,
powerful. And,
you'll get them. They'll look pretty in a binder.
Yeah. Which there is something to be said for just collector pieces.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. We should have just kept those as like a Universes Beyond thing and not made them standard
just
people.
supplemental stuff. Like,
I also think I've been thinking about this, and it basically like it kind of does like a disservice to the IP that you're borrowing, because it's like, okay, you're gonna let's take Final Fantasy, right?
Yeah.
Like there's a ton of people who love Final Fantasy, right?
Yep.
And there's a ton of people who would love to take their Final Fantasy deck to Kitchen Table Magic Commander on a Friday night or Wednesday night or whatever the day, right? And they'd love to be able to just like have a really fun and powerful, not overpowered,
but playable,
like a solid like the Warhammer decks or like the Fallout decks or like any of those where it's a very, very playable, reasonably competitive, not like a level 10 competitive.
No, but
right?
like Commander.
Commander,
playable.
like kitchen table, like a level 7 deck, right?
And whereas, not all of the cards were super strong, but like I said before, you could look at them and be like, yeah, that could see play in Commander.
Well, and especially if you were like wanting to, you could switch out 2 or 3 cards and have like a really good deck.
Sure.
Good deck, right?
Yeah.
It does a disservice to Final Fantasy though, because now it's like you're gonna take this deck, and if you're playing against a Warhammer deck and a Fallout deck, and another whatever, throw in another one, right? Like a Tales of Middle Earth or whatever.
Yeah.
Lord of the Rings one.
Yeah.
Tales of Middle Earth.
I think that's what it was called, the subtitle.
Yeah. Like if you have those 3 decks, which are all reasonably powerful as commander decks, versus this one, you're going to get wiped almost every 8 times out of 10.
So far from what we've seen.
True.
Yes,
Yes, very true. But probably not because it's standard legal, right?
Yeah, that's what you're saying. Like it is almost.
So now it's like you're like, oh well, now I kind of don't want to play this deck. It's just a mantelpiece.
You're expanding on the audience of like, oh, I want to draft Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
I couldn't draft Fallout because they only had commander decks, but
like who drafts?
you draft for the gameplay. So
kind of like
you don't really care.
Cart before the horse type thing.
Yeah. You don't care what the art is if the gameplay was good. Ideally, it needs to be both.
Yeah.
But yeah. That being said, I do like, so Square Enix owns Final Fantasy, and they are generally pretty protective of their IP.
Yeah.
So that's why this was kind of a shock when they announced this anyway. But from what we've seen so far, all of the art, looks like Square Enix had a close watch on Wizards of the Coast.
There's no transition
mages.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everything looks like
all the art I've seen looks really nice.
It looks good. It looks classic Japanese RPG.
Or at least true to Magic as well. Like I have this card that I wanted to bring up. It's kind of interesting.
Yeah, okay.
We'll see if we. It's a popper card.
Ooh, okay. I did see a couple
Green.
of those. A couple of my favorites.
2 mana, 1/1 human citizen creature, town greeter.
I don't think I saved this one. Yeah.
I thought it was kind of okay especially for a common.
All right.
So 2 mana, 1/1. When this creature enters, mill 4 cards.
All right.
You may put a land card from among them into your hand. If you put a town card into your hand this way, you gain 2 life.
Yeah, okay. With the new town subtype for lands.
I thought, like, especially for Popper, maybe not in the 99, right?
Yeah, for Commander, yeah. But he fills your graveyard, and a lot of the decks in Popper like that.
And you have the potential to put a land in your hand.
Get a land, and maybe you gain some life.
There's, like, some cards that if you bring something back from the graveyard, even if it's to your hand,
you get some
sort of, when anything leaves your graveyard, you get some sort of synergy, right?
And there's at least one common town that I've seen.
Yeah.
The Adventurer's Inn. It's just when this land enters, you gain 2 life. And it taps for colorless.
So potential 4 mana gain, or 2 mana gain 4 life.
Yeah, gain 4 life.
And mill 4 cards, 3 cards.
4, and you're effectively drawing a land. It's good. It's good synergy.
I thought for Papa that had like some build space to put 4 of those and 4 or 8 towns in there. And just
since we're on that, I have a couple Popper cards then, or at least one. This is an iconic enemy from Final Fantasy who's super annoying. It's the Marlboro cigarette. That is actually what the name is based off of. It's a parody of Marlboro. The creature's called Marlboro.
That's hilarious.
It's just like a big...
And it's a fuming toxic sludge.
Yep.
And this is hilarious. Bad Breath is the name of
Bad Breath is the name of its attack in game. Yep.
That's hilarious.
It's a 6 mana 4/4 plant horror in Magic. The Bad Breath is when it enters, each opponent discards a card, loses 2 life, and exiles the top 3 cards of their library.
This is a common?
This is a common.
Jeez Louise.
And then it's got swamp cycling for 2 colorless.
Jeez Louise.
That's perfect for
Popper. You win the Popper combat there. Holy crap.
Got to get the Marlboro. I think that was actually the best common that I saved. I was like, oh yeah, that's playable. We've got a couple legendaries. Some of my favorites. No, hold on. I'll talk about one more comment on it. They introduced a new keyword, Stephen. One, I don't know if you've heard of this. It's like when you cast the card, you have to pay an additional cost and then you get an extra thing.
Oh, kicker.
Kicker, yes. It's kicker. They spelled it kind of funny though. It's spelled tiered.
Oh, I did see these.
Literally.
But here's so. Go ahead and explain it, and then I have something to say.
It's like it has the cost of the spell, and then again, it's like bullet points tiered. So it says you can choose one of the additional costs, and then I think they're all 3. So you can pick one of 3 effects when you play the spell.
I'm pretty sure that like we had this already.
I think so.
And it was just like not named.
Yeah, or it
But like
had
the
some,
Spree cards from Thunder Junction did something very similar.
because Spree lets you stack all of the effects.
If you
pay all of the
Mhm.
costs. This one is like you only get one of them.
But like you had cards where it was like pay 2 and choose 1.
Yeah.
Where it's like, okay, or pay 3 and choose one of the following.
Entwine was like probably the first one was really old, where it was 2 effects, and then you could pay the entwine cost and get both effects.
Yeah.
This is just 3 of them?
It's just kicker.
Well, and then we also have the split cards. I feel like that could have worked somehow.
It's just, I mean, I don't care. Like, this isn't like a soapbox. I'm not a hill I'm dying on, right?
It's just kind of funny.
It's just kicker.
It's the meme at this point where every card ability is kicker. So.
Kicker or horsemanship.
Horsemanship. Yep.
Yeah, those are the 2 abilities in Magic. Kicker or horsemanship.
I mean, this one is nothing to write home about for Pauper. That's a little too expensive, but it is Ice Magic, which in game is pretty cool because they have different names. It's the tiers is Blizzard, then there's Blizzara is a little bit stronger, and then Blizzaga is the strongest ice spell.
Also, I understand that they're using the names of the in the game. They're so dumb.
Yeah,
like they sound so stupid.
I don't know if it's Latin or something.
Blizzaga.
Blizzar, it's cheesy.
It's definitely not Latin, right?
And the fire ones are Fire, Fyra, and then Fyraga. It's cheesy. This one it's just a blue bounce spell. Okay, nothing to write home about. But if you pay 2 mana plus 6 mana, you can shuffle a creature into its owner's library.
That's expensive.
Yeah.
8 mana to shuffle a creature into his owner's library?
Yeah, the 2 mana plus 0, the cheapest effect is just bounce into his hand, which is
still mediocre.
Yeah, it's pretty mediocre.
2 mana?
Then 2 plus 2, so 4 mana is target creature's owner can put it on the top or bottom of the library.
You can't cast this in response to a creature being cast, can you?
Correct.
Because if they're gonna,
it has to be on the battlefield.
Yeah, so
first.
it gets its ETB triggers no matter what.
Yeah.
So.
Unless you counter it, yep. Just bounce. That's kind of funny though. Do you have any commander?
I'm tapped out.
She's tapped.
I looked at them and I was like, I don't care enough to read all these.
Generally, I'm like, these designs are like okay.
I looked at the art and I was like, this is pretty. It's cool. It looks fine.
If you care about enchantments, I think we mentioned from one of the spoilers they have the Saga creatures.
Yeah, I did see that.
Are kind of cool because they're summons from Final Fantasy, which are like you summon these giant deities who show up for a turn and then disappear. Like sagas in Magic. So that fits. Some of them are fine. Some of them are like that, but then they look cool and mechanically they fit. I'll talk about at least this one. They have a Boros commander who's Sephiroth. He's the main villain from Final Fantasy VII. Big bad guy. So he's a 5 mana 7/5 human avatar soldier.
3 keywords.
That's right.
Or 3 names.
3 subtypes, creature types.
Creature types, that's what I meant.
Sephiroth, fallen hero. Whenever he attacks, you put a cell counter on target creature.
CELL?
CELL. Which is from the game. It's like
jail.
No, it's genetically modified creatures. Genetically
that
modified.
type of cell.
Yeah.
Wow. Why is there so many words of
for cell? Because spoilers, he's genetically modified, superhuman, perfect human, or whatever. So when he attacks, you can put a cell counter on a target creature. What is that?
You know what that? Oh, never mind.
I don't think so.
Maybe I'm just racist.
What?
The German marching song.
Oh, okay.
Or I don't even know if it's a marching song, but
Sephiroth.
all right, go ahead.
No, that's fine. It'll be up on screen the whole time anyway, so people can read it.
Yeah.
But
We're just background. We're the white noise.
Yeah.
See you reading this.
I'm trying to get your opinion on this card.
Sorry, go ahead.
Come on. No, when Sephiroth attacks, you put a cell counter on target creature. Still part of the same triggered ability. Until end of turn, each modified creature you control has base power and toughness 7/5. Oh, yeah. So, bare minimum, you just throw a random counter on a guy, but now he's a 7/5. But it turns all your modified creatures, so auras, equipment, and counters, become 7/5s. His second ability is an activated ability. You can pay 3.
He's Boros?
He's Boros, yeah. You pay 3, sacrifice a modified creature, and then you return him from the graveyard to the battlefield. He's got recursion. Can't get rid of him. Because that's also pretty true to the game. This guy's annoying. You have like 3 boss fights with him throughout the game.
He just doesn't die.
He never dies.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. For like Boros card design, I liked it.
Yeah. Modified creatures.
Mm-hmm.
So it's only when he enters that you get to put a cell.
When he attacks. Every time he attacks.
Oh, every time. There's not entering, it's just
No.
attack.
Yeah, no entering. So it is like a 5-mana do nothing.
And so they're not 7/5s as long as they are.
Yeah, it's when he attacks until end of turn, your modified creatures
So
are
he has to
7/5s.
be able to like survive this. Well, I guess. Yeah, if you don't want him to die.
It's combat focused, Boros. You got to protect your commander. You got to give him haste. You know,
Swiftfoot boots on there.
Swiftfoot boots. But it's like an extra kind of way to build that style.
Yeah, I don't mind that. Honestly, like modified as a
archetype.
Yeah, decks are like pretty fun to try and build with.
Yeah.
Just because it's like, I mean, definitely they suffer from commander removal.
Yeah,
If you get your commander removed 7 times, you're like screwed, right?
Especially auras. Yeah, you can't get those back easily.
Well, even if the auras are on something else so that they're a modified creature, it's like, hey, now I have a modified creature, but like
usually your commander,
he's a 2/2. My normal modified creature is a 2/2. I'm using him as like
your commander turns them on, so to speak,
Yeah.
like activates.
Yeah, that's what I have a modified creature deck or modification.
Yeah.
And
The commander is
if
like
the commander dies, it's like, yeah, I've got like one big guy and
Yeah.
like
a
it's just
couple
turned
like
into a crappy big green stompy at that point.
I got a couple 2/2s who are 3/3s because they're modified. Ooh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but then I don't get to add a counter to every modified. Yeah. That deck, if my commander is untouched in that deck, it ramps. Not in terms of mana base.
But it gets out of hand.
It gets crazy quickly.
Very fast. That one, that Sephiroth, like I said, was probably the coolest design. I have one funny design to share. That I think this one's in the commander deck actually. They did the same card but with alternate arts. In Final Fantasy VII, you can it's Secret Rendezvous. If you saw, I didn't save the other arts. I probably should have. Secret Rendezvous, which was like a cheesy bad card when it came out. It's 3 mana and white. And it's you and target opponent each draw 3 cards.
I did see this.
Not good. It's been around for a few years, and we joked that back then, like, oh, good, white card draw in Commander. By 2 for 1ing yourself, or 3 for 2ing yourself.
Yeah.
But in Final Fantasy VII, the art it depicts is Cloud, the main character you play as, going on a date with his different party members, and it's the 3 girls you can pick who do you want to go see the fireworks with or whatever. So canon choice is Tifa, his childhood friend, and that's the one that's in the Commander deck. But they have alternate arts in the Commander boosters of his other companions, or your black friend in games, just this big buff black guy. His name's Barrett. And the flavor text, if you pick that in game, is the flavor text is the line that he says. He's like, "Why the hell do you want to see fireworks with me?"
That's pretty funny.
They put that on a Magic card. It's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
Good memes, good jokes. And then the last one that I liked for Commander, where was he at? It wasn't Marlboro. We already talked about him. Yeah, it was this guy actually. I liked. And he's standard, so he's not amazing, but it's the main character from Final Fantasy 15 that you play as. It's Noctis, the Prince of Lucis. He's Esper, so he's 1, a white, blue, black, a 4-mana, 4/3 human noble with lifelink.
Not bad.
Is handy because the second ability has you losing life, but you can cast artifact spells, any artifact spells from your graveyard by paying 3 life in addition to their other costs. If you cast a spell this way, the artifact enters with a finality counter on it. So the next time it dies, it gets exiled. But it's uncapped. Any artifacts from your graveyard, you just got to pay 3 life. I'm like, ooh, that's fun.
Sounds like a Cheerios deck.
Yeah,
A mill Cheerios deck.
You got to find some way to get around the 3 life, or if you can get around the finality counters, take those off.
Yeah.
Put them back in the graveyard. Like a Solemnity is the classic that nothing can get counters. It's a white enchantment.
It would be beneficial in this case.
So the flavor of that I liked because in Final Fantasy 15, he's part of the royal bloodline or whatever in the story. I won't try to explain the Final Fantasy story. We don't have time for that.
Yeah. We don't have 27 years of lore to go.
Exactly. Actually, pretty, spot on, I think, give or take. But he can use his bloodline. All of the previous kings and queens have like their special weapon they call the royal arms or whatever. When they die, that their special weapon gets like added to the bloodline. So he can summon these like spectral versions of weapons from his like ancestors.
Oh yeah.
But it drains you because it's like physically taxing.
Yeah.
So you lose life when you use the superpowered weapons in game.
But hopefully you're like finishing the boss.
Yeah, hopefully I just got to get through this last bit. I need the extra damage or the extra move, like special attacks. And so it's like, he can use old artifacts in the graveyard, but it drains your life. 10 out of 10 flavor. That was fun. It was cool.
Yeah, and especially like white and blue
Mm-hmm.
don't suffer from life gain.
No, yeah. Again, it's easy to find ways around that.
And he has life link and he's a 4/4, so like if you're swinging with him,
you can at least do that once a turn.
Yeah.
Pretty comfortably, but I like that there's no once per turn limit on the ability.
which
It could get out of hand.
definitely it could turn into a less. It won't be overpowered like Urza.
Like Urza, it's more like graveyard instead of like canned card draw shenanigans.
Yeah, you have to get it into the graveyard first, so it's kind of like
Well, we're right at time.
all right. Did we want to do anything about
We can
Helldivers and then card of the week, or do we just want to go to card of the week, or did you want to one more topic, or no?
speed run another topic? Or just to give a break from the magic cards?
Yeah, let's do the Helldivers 2 War Bond. So we've been playing Helldivers 2. Pretty fantastic game. Probably going to play tonight. If you're available.
Probably.
Let's play. Great game. War bonds are a fantastic way for them to make a little bit of money, but also they're unlockable for everyone once you get enough in-game currency. It's not that difficult.
It's a premium currency, but you can also acquire it for free.
And it's. I mean, it takes a bit of time, but
not that hard.
it's not that hard. Or you can buy them for I think it's like $15 in.
I think it's $10.
Is it 10?
Yeah. Oh.
I was just trying to remember the math of buying the in-game currency, and I couldn't remember. I remember you could buy 2 of them for $23.
Oh yeah, you might get a slight discount.
Anyway, they came out with their newest release. About a week ago now.
Yeah, they announced it.
And
got people up in arms.
it does.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts, sir?
It's funny, right?
It's a Death Corps of Krieg one, let's be honest.
Yeah, it is like in a game that's mostly about guns and shooting. They released our next content update is gonna have a sword and a spear. So it's like a meme.
Yeah.
Kind of. It's
the funny thing is the spear also takes one of the slots of your stratagems, which are extremely important.
Right, yeah.
So
it's got to be a very powerful spear to make it worth taking over, my rocket launcher or
machine gun
or any of my turrets or
nuclear bomb backpacks.
Exactly. Literal nuclear bomb from space or a spear that's a flag. So it's like
it looks cool.
It looks cool. that had people like blowing up. They're like, "This is ridiculous. This is a this has got to be a joke." And you're like, I mean, it's like for role play. It's kind of funny and it looks cool. Like, so I can see both sides of it. I'm happy that like most veteran players are like, sweet, like I can have a sweet like ceremonial saber as I charge into battle. And then players like us should be like, well, I don't need to get that one. I can get some of the other content updates.
Yeah,
like,
so I saw something that was very interesting. It was so most veteran players have all of the war previous ones already unlocked, and so they've got so much of this currency saved up that it's effectively going to be free for all these veteran players.
Yeah,
right off the bat, and then for everyone else, it's like you can buy it now if you want.
Yeah,
but like also if you buy it now and you haven't had unlocked any of the other stuff, why?
Yeah, why? Like, you don't need
like just work on the other stuff. Like
this is just like it's for fun.
Yeah. There's some like the grenade's pretty cool. The gun is pretty good looking. Like
looks all right.
The name of the gun is pretty sweet. Right. The R-2 Amendment.
The Amendment.
Pretty great name for a gun.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Right.
Although, if someone in real life named a gun the R-2 Amendment, it'd be the cringiest thing ever.
Very cheesy. Yeah. Maximum cringe. But in the context of the universe, it's great. It's funny.
Yeah.
So like,
exactly.
Yeah. And like we're probably gonna get a huge content update here this week anyway. So like
tomorrow or Thursday?
I think it's technically tonight because they're in Europe time. But
that's right. That's right. They're Swedish.
Yeah, Swedish. I'm pretty sure. Small.
The Swedes make good games.
Indie developer out of Sweden.
Isn't or not?
Baldur's Gate.
Baldur's Gate 3 is Swedish.
It's Swedish as well.
Right? Yeah. Huh. Sweden, man.
Right.
Good for them.
Making good games, I guess.
And who else is in Sweden? Isn't Balatro in Sweden too?
No, he's Canada. Somebody else might random would be like Deep Rock Galactic or something. I forget.
Ghost Ship Game.
Yeah, no, I don't remember. Don't quote me on that one. But
anyway,
that was our speedrun Helldivers.
Great game. If you haven't played it, it's definitely worth the $50. 40 bucks. 40 bucks.
Catch it on sale for 30.
Yeah, definitely worth $30 still. It's worth the $40 if you got a good group of friends to play with. You got 5 friends, 4 friends to play with. Like, if you're a solo gamer, maybe not for you.
Sure, yeah. I think our buddy Ian explained it best. Like, that game is so good at being accidentally cinematic. Like, everything just so epic in that game with your buddies. It's cool.
Ghost Ship Games is in Denmark.
They're close. All right, that's what I thought. My card of the week for you, Steven, is a bit of a spicy one today.
Spicy meatball!
Because you see, this...
hot dogs?
No, I wish. That would actually be good. But, no, I think this is good. It's not a real physical card. This is alchemy only.
Trevor, I can't believe you've done this.
No, so the problem, that's why I wanted to share it as our card of the week, is kind of a unique offering, if you will. This card could be printed in paper. There's nothing like digital only about this card. This looks like a phenomenal card.
Oh, really?
That could have been printed in Aether Drift because it has the start your engines mechanic.
Oh.
But nothing about it is digital only. I'll read it off. It is Mardu. He's 3 mana, red, white, black, 1/4, dinosaur berserker. His name is Sagan, Raider Warlord.
That's pretty sick.
It's this dinosaur with like these big like swords, spikes coming out of his back. Humanoid dinosaur. Cool. So 1/4 with double strike.
Okay.
And start your engines.
Okay.
Which admittedly I forgot what that one does.
Every turn that you have one of those guards on the battlefield,
it revs up to 4. Yeah. So he double strike, start your engines. When he attacks, creatures you control get +1/+0 until end of turn for each creature you control with first strike or double strike. You're kind of like first strike, double strike tribal. But wait, there's more. At max speed, when you start your engines 4 times or 4 turns or something, he gets Death Touch, which is really good on a first strike. And then your other creatures have first strike. So then his previous ability, all your creatures get +1 power for each creature you control, because they all have first strike.
Yo, that's go wide.
Yeah.
Craziness.
Yeah.
I think I understand why it wasn't put into a real deck.
Because all
Because-
alchemy, like in standard, this guy would destroy. So like we need the weird alchemy cards that are super powerful to deal with him.
I mean, it'd be fun. Is he legendary?
He's a legendary. Yeah, he can be
A very
your
fun commander.
commander.
Yeah.
Like, and so maybe you should just proxy him if you want to play him as your commander, because there's no reason why he couldn't be.
I mean, technically,
Technically,
magic cards of any sort are legal in Commander.
he's been printed. He's an official card. Is
Yeah.
commander legal?
Yeah.
I think.
Unless they've specifically come out and banned him in Commander.
Yeah. There's no reason why
If you have
not.
a proxy deck, might as well proxy another
Yeah.
card.
So Sagan, Raider Warlord for your aggressive dinosaur berserker decks.
Why did they have Start Your Engine with a dinosaur? What is the ones with like the different
they
planes
went
on
through-
their racing?
One of them was the
What
dinosaur
a
plane.
stupid idea for a freaking set.
It was Mario Kart. It was weird. But
Do you know how it performed? This is like months ago now, I guess.
yeah, I don't think it was well.
I guess it was just 1 month ago, right?
I think
April?
it was the last standard set.
March or April, I guess.
Yeah, earlier this
A
year.
month or two ago.
I have to double check. Yeah, how that one's doing.
I wish, and they never will. They never will. But I wish they would release their sales data.
Yeah.
That's
Right. The best you can do is like distributors have data as far as how well it's selling in certain areas. So anyway, that is part of the week. A unique one.
very. I like it though.
Yeah.
I like it. I like it. I like it a lot.
Dinosaurs.
And now I'm going to drive home while listening to Instant Bass.
That's the plan. And then taking him to that.
Thank you for watching this week's episode of the 5G Podcast.
Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to see more.
And we'll see you next time.
Thanks.